Well, apologies, folks. We are having some major camera issues here. We're going to try to just do a radio-style broadcast here for a couple of minutes and work on the video later. Once again, our apologies with this. It's our first live football broadcast, and something went wrong just a couple of minutes before kickoff here. So for those of you who are just tuning in, it is fourth down for the TF South Red Wolves. They're actually getting quite close to the end zone after lane sack turnover deep in territory. Right now they are situated at the 21-yard line. However, they are going to have fourth down and 17 yards to go. So they're going to try to get it down to the 5-yard line if they can get a first down here. It looks like they are not going to go with a with a field goal here. Last week they did not go for any field goals, and looks like it might be the same thing here once again as Dion Hayes is going to step in shotgun formation. 6:07 to go, quarter number 1 of play. Motion to the right here. That's going to be number 24, Tommy Rolling. Hayes looking to the middle. That one's intercepted in the end zone. Interception for Lane Sack in the end zone. Trying to see who that one is. Looks like it is going to be number 44. Zach Joshua gets the interception in the end zone for Lane Sack. Lane Sack will take the touchback there, and they are going to have possession here with 5:58 to go. So after Lane Sack could not do much in those first couple of minutes offensively, they're going to see what they can do on their next try here. Once again, 5:58 to go. Lane Sack starting with possession here on their own 20-yard line. Big part of the game today for the Red Wolves and for Lane Sack. It is going to be their run game, and we're going to see what they can do right here. Once again, for those of you just joining us, we had some video problems. We are going to try to fix that at the end of this quarter, but make sure we're on air here as under shotgun. Seward hands it off, running up the middle. Spiro Memos has the first down to the 32-yard line at 12-yard run for the fullback. He was the third leading rusher last week for Lane Sack, and he has a big carry here on first down for Lane Sack, and they'll have a first down on just one play here to start off this drive. 0-0, 5:49 to go. First quarter of play. Alex Burstein on the call here from Lane Stadium. A perfect temperature. Great student section here for Lane Sack, really on both sides of me, on the left and right side. And Seward's going to line up under center again. He did this almost every single play last week. Takes the snap, hands it off to, looks like Memos once again, right up the middle. This time he's going to be stopped for a gain of just 2 yards, and that will bring up 2nd and 8. We saw Memos on that last drive come a little further out to his left, and that's what worked really well. This time they try to go just up the middle, and he gets stopped for 2. We know that defensive line for the Red Wolves is very, very strong, and just popping to my eyes right here, that's going to be number 54 there, Andy Ochabuter, their defensive end. He's 6'4", plays basketball and football, but he is just such a big presence on that D-line as Seward lines up under center again. This time he's going to do a double pitch. First to Joyce, now to Merrill, who gets to the 42-yard line, and that's going to be enough for a first down here. That is one of the favorite plays so far this year for Lane Sack. Seward gives it to Joyce. Joyce flips it to Merrill, who's running around the other way, and the double pitch runs once again. Seward came inside there quickly to talk with the coaching staff to try to get the play for this next drive, as Lane Sack going to have their third first down here of the drive. 4:34 to go, first quarter of action. 0-0 the score between Lane Sack and the TF South Red Wolves. Seward under center, 3 guys behind him. Memos right behind, fakes the pitch, gives it to Merrill. Merrill on the handoff, breaks one tackle. He's going up the middle, almost at the 50. He'll get stopped around the 49. I think he pushed over there to get to the 50. We'll see where they mark it. They mark it at the 50, and that will be an 8-yard gain on first down for Finn Merrill. Lane Sack going with the same strategy they did last week, and it is working pretty well again. And it shows that teams can game plan for this type of offense, and they can still have troubles with it. When I talked with head coach Bob Padgett of this team of this TF South team. He said they know what Lane Tech runs. They know this wing T offense because so many teams in their conference run it. They were practicing against it all summer long, and they did not have a lot of success with it. And looks like we're going to have a penalty here. Did not see what the ref called, but that's going to be, I think, 10 yards as Lane Tech's going to move it. Ooh, it might actually be 15 yards here. A big penalty as Lane Tech moves it all the way down. They are going to have first down and 10 from the 35-yard line for the Red Wolves. So quite a change of pace there for Lane Tech, who are now in the Red Wolves territory for the first time this afternoon. And they're going to try to get to the red zone here and possibly just a couple of plays. Flip it to Joyce. He faked the pitch. He's going to do it himself. Running to his right-hand side. Tackled. 3 Red Wolves get to him quickly. Looks like leading that tackle effort would be number 4, who we don't have on our roster for TF South. But number 4 got the tackle there for the Red Wolves. That's going to bring Lane Tech back 3 yards, and they'll have second down and 13 from their from the TF South 38-yard line. It's interesting. We see Seward leaving the huddle a lot, coming over to his coaching staff here on the near sideline at Lane Stadium. They don't run a lot of plays, Lane Tech. What we saw last week, they only have a couple of plays, but they are really trying to make sure they have the right call for all of these drives, and this has been the key so far, giving Lane Tech these second and longs. We'll see what they can do here. Seward in shotgun, 3 guys behind him, pitches it to Joyce, same exact play this time. Joyce goes up the middle. He has at least 7 there, gets brought down near the 30, and a big gain there for Lane Tech on second and long. They're going to mark it down at the 30, and Lane Tech's now going to have third down and 5 yards to go. So not the prettiest start to that first down and 10 for Lane Tech after the loss of 3 by Casey Joyce. But Joyce redeems himself, runs for 7. Oh, now they're going to move back to the 31. So runs for 6 on second down. And Lane Tech's now going to have a second down and 6 from their opponent's 6-yard line. Wouldn't be surprised to see Lane Tech go for fourth down, even if they don't convert here. They've had good luck with fourth down conversions this year as Seward under center gets ready for the snap. He's going to pitch it to Merrill. Merrill running up the middle, gets tackled. That's going to be short of a first down. We'll see where they mark it. Looks like it's going to be at the 28-yard line, so that'll be a gain of 3 here for Lane Tech. And here comes their first big choice of the day, third down and 3, and Seward is going out with his offense. Fourth down and 3. Seward's going down with his offense, and Lane Tech's going to try to convert on fourth down here from the 28-yard line for the Red Wolves. Clock ticking, under 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter of action from Lane Stadium. 0-0 the score between the Red Wolves and the champions. Lane with their same setup as usual. They give it, I think, to Katsogradakis here, who runs, and he's going to get the first down and more. He's still running, still on his feet. Down to the 15, there's a big pile, and that pile just carried almost 10 yards there. They handed it off with the classic fullback play, and I'm correcting myself. I believe that was Gavin Cole who got the carry. Looks like he emerges from the huddle. A great carry there for Lane Tech, and they are down to the 10-yard line here, and they're going to have first down and goal to go here in the first quarter. 93 seconds to go. They're going to tell the clock to run. They stopped it for a second there as the chains were moving down the field. Now it's going to clock under 90 seconds in the first quarter. Lane Tech looking to take an early lead here. 1:20 to go in the first quarter. They're going to line up with their same. Looks like a little more spread out behind Seward here. As he takes the snap, some movement there from Joyce. Joyce gets the pitch. He's running. Had some room there, but gets taken down pretty quickly. And that will bring up second down and goal. Probably just a gain of 1 or possibly no yards there. Looks like, oh, they might give him 2. Trying to see where the ref is standing there on the other side. Looks like it will be a gain of 2 yards there for Casey Joyce. And Lane Tech's going to have second down and goal now from the 8-yard line. So better first run than expected. They wanted a little bit more out of Joyce there, I'm sure, on the first one. However, he gets positive yardage, and that's all you can ask for here on the first and goal situation. 40 seconds to go. It'll be interesting to see if Lane Tech can get some points here at the end of the first, or if it's going to roll over to the second quarter of play here. Seward in shotgun formation. Right behind him is going to be Katsogradakis. They fake the pitch. Now they're going to hand it off, and taken down almost immediately is going to be Joyce there. So they go with Joyce on first and second down here from the goal line. He got negative yardage there. He's going to go back, I think, 3 yards, and it's going to be 3rd and goal from the 11 now for Lane Tech. Not exactly what you want here if you are the champions, as the whistle's going to blow for the end of the first quarter. 0-0 your score. We're going to try to get our camera working real quick. If not, we'll continue with this radio-style broadcast. But a quick first quarter of play. Lane Tech threatening 3rd and goal from their own 11, from the TF South 11, when we return here on the Lane Tech Athletics YouTube channel. We get ready for the second quarter of action here from Lane Stadium, and it looks like we may have just had some success with the camera. That would be exciting here. We're going to see if this stays up. We are going to put it in our tripod, and hopefully we're going to actually have video here for the second quarter of action. For those of you just joining us, it is going to be a 3rd down and goal to go for Lane Tech here on the TF South 11-yard line. They had some trouble there on 1st and 2nd goal. Their first goal line situation of the day. They ran for 2 on the first one, and then they dropped 4 yards on the second one. This quarter video for the second quarter. And Lane Tech's going to line up and keep them once again, as you can see here on the screen. Seward pitches it to middle. There's the guy you want running. He goes up the middle, still on his feet, gets thrown down there near the 5-yard line. Looks like that is going to be where they place him. And here comes a big decision here for Lane Tech. And it looks like they're going to wave the offense off the field, and they're going to head to their kicker, Melvin Cruz. The field goal attempt here should be about 15 yards. Where they're kicking it, it's going to be about 23 yards, give or take, so not much longer than a field goal attempt we would from an extra point attempt we would usually see from Lane Tech. One of the most promising things last week about Lane Tech's offense was they went 5 for 5 on extra kicks. This was a problem for Lane Tech a year ago. They did have some troubles with the extra point situation, but they were very solid on it last year. They have 2 main kickers on this team. That's Rio takes a kick, and that is a beautiful kick through the uprights here. And Lane Tech takes the lead 3-0 here in the start of the second quarter. 10:55 to go. 3-0 lead for Lane. That is their first field goal of the year, and it comes via a 23-yard field goal from Rio. And let's see what Lane Tech can do defensively. We saw at the very start of this game, Red Wolves had it deep in Lane Tech territory. They were in the red zone, but an interception by Romero in the end zone gave Lane Tech possession back. They drive down the field and ended with a field goal. Obviously, Lane Tech would have liked to possibly have a touchdown with that, but the points are points, and they have to lead here early in this contest. Great atmosphere here at Lane Stadium for their home opener. Fans still flying in here from Lane Stadium. It's a red, white, and blue theme for Lane Tech here. The swing it might be trying to onside after Brandon Woods, who gets brought down pretty quickly here before Woods, one of the top wide receivers on this team. Coach Patton said he's one of the guys running off for a lot of the guys he was pointing out. They had something to do with the run game, they're picking on the O-line, running back. But Brandon Woods is the passing game via Petty so far this season for the Red Wolves. interception near in the first quarter. Misspoke there. Joshua gets the advantage. Seneca Smith. Junior, very promising as a back for this team. This TF South team lost to 1,000-plus Butler last year in one of their top players, Ernest Hunt. He was named as the University and they lose him this year. CCA is taking a shot at once again. South's defensive line doing very well here. That was Smith getting on the run. He gets to the 45-yard line and it's going to be second down and third down and 6 to go here for TF South. This would be a pretty long fourth down to go for considering how early it is in the game. Get a stop here that would be very big for them. Their momentum as they go up by 2 scores. Last week's game against Thomas, it was very back and forth for late step. Take the snap, they're going to hand it off, going up the middle. First down and more. It's going to be the running back number 16, Christian Sweeter, sophomore, and he ends up with 10-plus yards on the run. First down and 10 from the late here. We mentioned TF South late sack zone in the first quarter. They did not go to the field goal. Instead, they threw a pick. At the middle, Streeter again. He gets stuffed at the line. And we'll keep it at 2nd and 10. Thanks for joining us. Alex Burstein on the call here from Lane Stadium. For those of you who joined us in the first quarter, you get to see the first quarter. It actually had some technical difficulties, but everything seems to be up and running here for our second quarter from Lane Stadium. Always exciting to have high school football back in Illinois as they hang up the 2nd and 10. Streeter gets it to the right-hand side, and he has a couple of yards here. A good second down to pick up. That's going to bring up, it's like 3rd and 4 here from Lane Sack 39. Lane Sack will return to acting at secondary in their homecoming game. Lane Sack, they take on Harvard. Should be a little game with hoping to be competing for, they can escape with the win here, but first they still have to TF South will see what they can do here. We can stop on third down and 4. Shotgun hits. Downfield, almost intercepted there by Thurman. The sophomore Jacoby Thurman had a big play last week against Amundsen, forced a fumble in the fourth quarter. Did not come up with it here or there, but he does prevent the third down catch. And now it's going to be 4th down and 4. And it looks like once again, the South Rebels are going to go for it. This is interesting. I was thinking through the stat when this team did not kick the ball a lot. They really had no statistics on kickoffs, punts, or field goals. They did not do it much. And they're going to hand it off on 4th down, and that's going to be a stop. Seneca Smith stopped near the line of scrimmage. Gavin Cole is pumped up after that one for Lane Sack. He was calling that tackle there, and Lane Sack's going to have a turnover on downs. They get possession at their own 39-yard line as Mark Stewart and the offense return to the field here with 7:41 to go in quarter number 2 of play. Really excellent defensive stop there for Lane Sack. There's a couple of plays earlier in that drive that did not go the way they wanted it. There's going to be a turnover here called by Lane Sack. But there's a couple of drive plays there. They got one yard with it. Lane Sack probably a little bit around. But they were threatening there. The TF South did get a Lane Sack of a play. Stop there. And really got that 4th down play by Cody Thurman. They were able to pull down the interception, but was able to stop the Red Bull that was possible. Anywhere to be, I know Lane Sack's doing some really good film work on this TF South team. They know what to expect out of the Red Bulls, and that's showing here tonight that they have held the Red Bulls down to 0 points here through the first quarter and almost a half of play, 7:41 to go here in quarter number 2. It was a pretty high-scoring game last week for the TF South team. They were in a loss. They were able to still put up 24 points, ended up losing by 10 to Shepherd. They actually had the lead in the 4th quarter. They failed. They were down early, but they were able to come back, and that's something head coach Bob Padgett of these Red Wolves was saying. It doesn't matter if you fall behind early. Their team just wants to control the pace of the game, and we'll see what they can do controlling it defensively here. As Seward hands it off to Merrill on the pitch. Merrill going up the middle, and he'll get at least a couple of yards here, and this is something Lane Tech has just been doing so well here today. As apologies, folks, our camera acting weird here again. I think we should be that good in a second. But just those yards after getting the getting stopped, Lane Tech has been so impressive with here today. They've been going for 2-3 yards. And, I mean, that's all you can ask for here, as it looks like our camera's having some problems once again. We will definitely try to have this all worked out by the second game. For now, we'll try to keep it going. Looks like we have it back, guys. You get to see Merrill get the ball pitched, running along the right-hand side. He's going to almost have a first down, and now he does. I think Merrill picking up another first down here for Lane Tech. It's just so helpful when you have a player like Merrill on your team who can be counted on just so heavily to get you good yardage on plays, get you yardage after getting stopped. He's just been such an impressive player so far this season for Lane Tech. He thrusted into the RB1 role last year when Lane Tech had some injuries coming in the season. Stuff to do with a junior. He got into one of the biggest roles on the running spot for this team. He embraced it really good, and he comes out even better this year, and he will be a big key for Lane Tech this season. Lane Tech's going to line up once again under 7. I feel like I don't even have to say it every play because of how common it looks like. I guess Topodakis is going to get one of his first carries of the day. Very interesting to see the varying size Lane Tech has on their running backs. A lot of these guys are listed as full passer. So many guys listed here as just 8 to 8 athletes because of the number of positions they didn't play. But you have guys like Topodakis, like Memos, who really have that big body for running, very strong, and get the yardage at the middle. And you guys have guys like Casey Royce, Finn Merrill, really focus on their speed and their nimbleness, and it's just so impressive what they can do. It's really helpful when you have all those different types of balls here, and that's what they're making Lane Tech so far early on this season. 5:22 to go, quarter number 2 of play. They handed up the same exact play they got to Topodakis. He falls down to the 40-yard line. That's going to be an advance of about 3 yards here. So they get some decent yardage here on the second down. We're going to get another 30 short. Lane Tech has been so solid. Looks like they're going to place the ball just in front of the 40-yard line. So it's not quite second and 2, more like second and 2 and a half. It's not on the 41-yard down either. It's kind of between the 40 and the 41 on this TF South side of the field. You can see it on our screen. But see what they can do. I thought it was going to be third. It's either it's air here or actually it's fourth down. I think they only had 2 runs here, but we'll see what Lane Tech goes. They pitch it to Merrill. Merrill coming out the backfield. He has a first down and more. Whenever Lane Tech needs that short yardage, they go with Merrill, and it seems to work every single time. Seward goes around from behind here to get a word with his coaches. It looks like he's been maybe going with assistant coach Albert Rivera, who is in his first year with this Lane Tech squad. Let's just move on. Baseball, big sports time, big assistant coach. Kind of a new look on things. They got a new associate head coach, and they have plans to coaches from other schools, the baseball coach John Freeman, doing this year. There's some different coaching squad for Lane Tech this year. It's been working. They have a different strategy than past years, but that's been working. Schools get stopped and you don't want to scrimmage quickly there. Get brought down for like, it's just 0. Saying yards not going to gain, and then go with the second and 10 now. 4 to get. The most interesting thing about how this lean that offense runs this game by so quickly. And notice here, Alex Laddis, the sophomore, with 2 runs last week, just kept up to the game, keeps enjoying. They kind of threw in at some random times. He had some good yardages on a couple of runs last week, and I'm not surprised to see them go with him on this first, second down and 10. See what they do. Got some good obviously on the lineup right behind Seward, who's under center here. We see some movement. They are going to take it to Laddis. He runs up the middle. He gets down to about the 30, and that's going to be a 4 or 5 yard game. So Zach's offense is a little bit predictable here. You see how they're working. They go with pretty similar patterns. You throw in your young guys a couple of times. Most of the time you're sticking with the middle and boys and a couple of quick plays like that. It's been working for them, and it's really interesting to see as teams get onto that. If they're still going to get decent yardage off it, is going to be after that 4-yard run, 3rd down, and after that 6-yard, 5-yard run. Good math here, folks. It's going to be a 3rd down and 5. The first down marker is down at the 26-yard line for the Red Wolves. Motion, they get it to Merrill. Merrill on the left-hand side. Cuts to the middle. He has the first down and more. A nice run there from Merrill. He gets all the way down to the 21-yard line. He got about 5 yards more than what he needed to. He's now ready to get back into the red zone here. It's going to be interesting to see if Lane Tech maybe tries to throw in a passing play or something here. Last time they were in the red zone, they got stopped, had to settle for and got into the 10-yard line.
No, but once the clock runs out, I have to dance.
Could be a little bit of a surprise here for the TF South offense to see them throw from a pass here. So it's definitely something to watch out for. Look at the same exact play this time goes to the outside. He's going to get down here. It looks like number 40. Red Bulls now. They had some changes between Mascross and Horns trying to find them, so I don't see them really getting the rest of the way by what it was 40 yards. It's going to be set for a second down play. It's kind of 2 different ways you see from him now. Either runs that outside, I don't like to get that. Cuts through the middle and then makes it as high where he wants to go. So the 2 types of plays from him early on in this series. It's not going to give it to him, so they're not. He's on his feet. And for at least 5 or 6 yards, see where they make it here. They're looking possibly down at the 19. That was a good run there. Those for about 6 yards, and Lane Tech's now going to find himself in a position to suddenly go for a first down here on 3rd down instead of trying to get you in a short yardage situation. 40 seconds left in the first half of play. Lane Tech trying to get some last-minute points. They do have some timeouts to call. Seward is going to throw it. This is what we were talking about. The trick plays wide open in the end zone, dropping it. So close to Lane Tech having that perfect play there in the end zone, dropping it. Looks like that is going to be number 39, Nolan Reynolds, listed as a tight end, had it wide open there, but just unable to bring it down. But once again, we saw that from Lane Tech. They were running it down the field the whole time, and then they've realized that this isn't working super well, what they've been doing in the end zone. In the red zone, excuse me. And they adjust it. And looks like we're going to kind of have an icing timeout here. I believe that was the Red Wolves who called it, as Lane Tech is going to go for a second field goal attempt of the day. They did get to work their first time around, and now they'll try to do it the second time. The first attempt was about 23 yards from the 13. It's going to be a little bit longer here for Mugden Creho, who's been really the field goal / extra point kicker this year for Lane Tech. We've seen some around the kickoff amount, but we've seen Lane Tech punt the football this year, so that's why we don't have any stats on that. But looks like this one's going to be about the 16-yard line, so it's going to be a 26-yard attempt officially, and then we'll see where he places the ball, so how long he's actually kicking it. 29 seconds left in the half. For those of you who are not at the start of the stream, it was Red Wolves football to start off the game. They, I'm not sure who actually won the kickoff, but whoever it was either deferred or the Red Wolves won it and elected to kick off here. So it's going to give Lane Tech a chance to go up 6 and then also possibly have possession. So it's going to get picked out. He goes back into the end zone. So nice effort there by the TSF defense. To have some sort of miracle here in the first half. Makes that first field goal Lane Tech had seen all the more and more. They will definitely not go into the halftime break with no points, which is exactly what they wanted here. They're going to have the lead most likely unless we see something surprising out of this TF South offense. They've had some plays here today. They have not had a lot of big yardage plays is what I'll say. They've been able to advance the ball kind of slowly here, but time is the one thing they don't have here at the end of the. Apologies there, folks. Our camera having some difficulties here. Looks like it's good. Solid for his last couple of plays. Try to get forward working at halftime. Really good at the end of the first half. 3-0 score. 21 seconds to go in the first half of the play. Let's see if the quarterback, Dion Hayes, and then Chris Augustine have a pretty decent first game of the season against Shepherd for 149 yards. Also, yards. Good after just the throw. Some decent yard plays in that first game against Shepherd. We can use one here. Zach has a couple of guys way back on safeties. Looks like that's going to be Merrill and Joyce. So they've done really good on offense, and now they're going to be expected to have some contributions here on defense as well. 21 seconds to go. 3-0 the score. They're going to have it on the right-hand side. They go for a couple of balls there. Is number 24, Tom Rowland. They do not have a lot of roll on Rowland heading into this game, but not find much on him. He's 10 yards now. Carries. That's what he's used for a touchdown on Rowland. So he's actually just 3 yards a carry last week. He gets 8 here on his carry here. Looks like actually 9 is really well placed. So a 9-yard carry there for Tommy Rowland. 15 seconds left on the clock. A timeout is called here. So realistically, if you are looking at this TFL offense, they have a chance. If they have one more touchdown, maybe run it and then take 1, possibly 2 shots towards the end zone. Not sure if that's what they'll choose to do. We'll see here. Those teams still in their huddle. Something with their offense here. The defense staying on the sideline. It's kind of a big thing of one sack. Could go shots towards the sideline here for a good 1 yards to get some runs out there. Finally got down on the main path. So, if you're Lane Tech and runs to this inbounds, and you're looking around 10-15 yards, pass teams, shotgun handoff. It's 10 yards. It takes us himself around the middle. He gets really good at another timeout going to be called. So that wasn't enough for first down yardage. A timeout is called by the Red Wolves. However, it's going to be 7 seconds to go in the ninth quarter. After that, only 30 yards. They would have lost for 1 or 2 possible more shots to the end zone. That was interesting that they did not decide there to go with a shot to the end zone. Instead, they just went with a quarterback sneak. And the more interesting thing was they did not quarterback sneak it to the side. Stop the clock. They were going straight up the middle. Drops back, looking for some possible receivers, throws it up the middle. That one batted away. Some nice defense there from Lane Sex, number 39. That's going to bring us to the end of the first half of play. That was Nolan Reynolds who had the pass breakup. He had a dropped catch there near the end of the first quarter and redeems him, near the end of the second quarter in the end zone, redeemed himself with a pass breakup there. It's halftime. We're going to see some performances on the field. We're going to try to make sure our camera's working perfectly for the second half, but we'll have some quick break as you can watch the performances, and then we'll have a halftime show in just a couple of minutes. Thanks. Well, that was a much easier fix than we expected with the camera here. I think we might have had some audio issues there near the end of the first half, but it should be working better now, hopefully, as the Lane Tech dance team is going to come to the field, and we'll leave it to them here to take you through the start of halftime.
Oh, there's a one in the kitchen? I guess they're gonna do something.
Some halftime entertainment here from the Lane Sack cheer and dance team, but we're almost back to some football action here from Lane Stadium. Looks like we have about 8 minutes to go on the halftime clock. Lane Sack with a 3-0 lead over TF South. Thanks for joining us, Alex Burstein on the calls. Apologies for all the technical difficulties through the first half of play, folks. I think we're figuring everything out here, as the second half should be a lot more smoother with video, audio, everything really here from Lane Stadium. And Lane Sack's going to hope that this second half goes a little bit smoother for them. Not a horrible first half by any means. They have the lead. They're going to have the ball to start off the second half of play, but any game where you only score 3 points in the half is definitely concerning. They were able to get a field goal, another field goal blocked by them. They were able to get into the red zone those 2 times, but were not able to convert a touchdown on either of them. This TF South defense has been good. I wouldn't say it's been great, but they've done their job of stopping Lane Sack on the offensive side of things deep in touchdown territory, and that's all you can really ask for from a team on defense. It'll be interesting to see, though, if TF South can ignite their offense here in the second half. As he mentioned, 24 points in their season opener against Shepherd. That was a losing effort, but they were able to put up, I think, 4 touchdowns in that game. Today, no touchdowns yet, not even a field goal yet for them. They had a chance for a field goal earlier, decided to go for it on 4th down again. I'm sure they'll be looking back at that decision if this ends up being a 3-0 game. It probably won't, but if it does, that'll definitely have been a missed opportunity here for the Red Hawks. Lane Tech spending a lot more time practicing than the Red Hawks did. They are TF South is still, the Red Wolves, not the Red Hawks. TF South still over there in their huddle near the end zone, meeting up, trying to come up with some strategy here for the first half. We're going to keep the camera pointed towards Lane Tech, at least for now, so you guys can see how they are warming up here in the second half of play. 3-0 the score, as we mentioned. It'll be a homecoming festivity next week for Lane Tech as they take on Hubbard starting at 12 p.m. We will have full coverage from that one, and then I believe they also have another home game in 2 weeks. I'll check my schedule real quickly, but there's a lot of home games coming up for Lane Tech on this field at Lane Stadium. They have 4 home games this year. They're going to have a lot of conference games opening up soon. Next week, Hubbard is not, but then they play teams like Clark. That's going to be a home conference game. I guess we should talk about this. We haven't talked about this yet on the broadcast. It's a whole new conference for Lane Tech this year. It's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out. They are switching to a red, blue, white system, I believe they're doing for football. It's very similar to what you see for the basketball, and that's kind of what it's been for years. I think they might have used to have this for football. They switched for a while. They had public Illini leagues. Lane was in the land of Lincoln. Certain ones would be eligible for IHSA state playoffs. Certain ones won't. I believe they're still keeping it at certain conferences can or can't, but the red is going to be the highest division, and that's how they're going to classify teams. And I think there's going to be a demotion promotion system if I'm not mistaken. So that's going to be very interesting to see how it plays out in this new conference for Lane Tech. It's going to be a Clark team that's actually a co-op, but Clark is the main team. Lane Tech plays them in a couple of weeks. They won their week 1 game big over King. Taft fell in week 1. I want to say the Glenbrook North. It was a close game. Taft looks to contend once again. They have some talent. They did graduate some talent, but Taft's always an impressive squad. Westinghouse lost week 1. Phillips lost week 1 as well, but it was to a pretty solid team, and my mind is blanking right now, but they have a very good matchup this week 2 as well. And then Whitney Young had a kind of surprising blowout loss to Hope Academy in week 1. They will look to get things going again tomorrow, and I actually wrote this down. I somehow forgot, but Young is playing against Good tomorrow. It is going to be Mount Carmel playing at Phillips. Carmel is currently the #1 team in the Chicagoland area. You can argue Loyola too, but they're one of the top 2 teams in this area pretty unarguably. That's going to be a very tough task for Phillips, but if Phillips goes down to an 0-2 record to start the year, that's definitely going to be a little bit concerning for them. They're going to have to win quite a few in a row to continue on to the state playoffs. Phillips, obviously a pretty perennial state playoff powerhouse last couple of years. Haven't had as much success in state. They had a good run going in the earlier part of this decade, but always a strong squad. Lane Tech's going to play them actually on Lane Senior Night. That's the only other home game that Lane Tech has at Lane Stadium. So it's going to be likely a big crowd, and they're just going to try to show off their seniors against a very tough Phillips team that's coming up first week of October, I want to say, as Lane Tech still warming up on the field. TF South still not warming up. We'll glance over quickly there to that other side of the field. They've just been in the end zone the entire time, talking things over with their coaching staff. It's interesting. Lane's been doing warm-ups. We've seen some kicking practice for them, and it's going to be interesting to see how this changes the way these teams come out of the gate. 2:20 to go here left in the halftime break. Alex Burstein on the call from Lane Stadium. Really good showing from the students here tonight at Lane Tech. We can glance the camera. There's a little bit of a student section over to this side. And if we glance to the other side, a whole nother big one over there here on USA Night in honor of Labor Day on Monday. Lane Tech dripping out in the red, white, and blue this evening. And Lane Tech's going to try to play for them, get some more points for the fans to cheer about. There was some plays they really liked. When you see guys like Finn Merrill making big runs, what's not to cheer about? But some points on the scoreboard, I'm sure, would get some big cheers from this Lane Tech squad. Couple other games in the conference going on tonight. Clark playing at St. Viator. That'll be a tough one at 7:15. And then Taft playing at Grant. So that one was also at, St. Viator game was at 7. The Grant game's at 7:15. So both of those games probably at a pretty similar point to the one we are in right now. I should mention that was a really quick first half. It's not even 8:30 yet. We started this game a little bit late, but because Lane was running the ball the whole half, and more specifically, they were running the ball up the middle, there was not a lot of out of bounds in that one. The clock just was not stopping. Lane Tech controlled possession for most of that last half with some long drives, and it just kept the clock moving. It was a very fast-paced first half of play, and we'll see if that continues here into the second half. It was pretty similar story against Amundsen. Amundsen was passing the ball a little bit more, having some incompletion, so the clock was stopping a little bit, and that was a much more back and forth game. Both games were probably just as competitive, I would say, but that game was back and forth in terms of one team scoring, the other team scoring, back and forth. So that is what made that one go a little bit longer, but a fast pace to this one, and we will see if that continues into the second half, which we are now just 10 seconds away from. Looks like TF South on their end of the field now finally trying to get some last-minute warm-ups in. We'll see if they respect this 3 seconds left on the clock. And Lane's going to break, so it looks like it's just going to be about a 1 or 2 minute warm-up for TF South there. And now we're going to transition to the actual gameplay. It's going to be, I believe, Simon Olson doing the kickoff here for Lane Tech. For TF South. My apologies. Simon Olson will not be on the field as it's going to not be a kicker for Lane Tech. Back to receive, I should say, for Lane Tech. Looks like Finn Merrill's going to be back there. We'll see if they send anyone else back for Lane Tech. Looks like they may be sending TJ Harper, number 5, who we have not seen a lot out of so far this season, but he was walking back there with Finn Merrill. Wouldn't be surprised to not see Casey Joyce back there as well, really just putting some of their top legs back near the end zone for this kickoff. We saw one big kick return last week against Amundsen by Amundsen. I think they went 84 yards, and on the very next play went 4 yards for the touchdown. So we have seen some large kick returns for Lane Tech games this year. We have not seen a lot of kick returns with Lane Tech this year. So we'll see if we can get one of those here in the second half. Looks like they've reset the clock a little bit, so it's going to be 2:40 now to go until the second half kicks off. Lane was all ready to go. The Red Wolves were not, though, so they took a step back to their sidelines. The starters are going to have a quick word with their coaching staffs. And then we'll get going here in just about 2 minutes and 20 seconds. We're going to take a quick break here. We'll be back for second half action in just a minute. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Lane Tech Football here on the Lane Tech Athletics YouTube channel. And now it looks like they may get started a little bit early. Both the teams are a little confused. They keep on going on and off of the field. It looks like now Lane's going to be walking back to their sidelines. A little surprising here. The Lane players look very anxious to get back onto the field and back playing on offense. They went on, then they came off, then they went back on. Now they're coming back off. The clock is still showing 90 seconds. It was the refs that kind of shooed them away. So it looks like the refs want a couple extra seconds to prepare here for the second half. I will say, I think we might have only seen one penalty in that first half of play. Lane Tech had a mystery penalty. I did not see what the referee said. I think it moved them 15 yards at a kind of consequential moment, ended up leading them to that one field goal late in the first quarter. The field goal was at the start of the second quarter, but they were moving the ball at the end of the first quarter. So that's been the one penalty we have seen so far here today, and we'll see if they can see if that continues as a trend here in the second half. 50 seconds left to go in the halftime break. The starters for this second half on special teams meeting with a couple of the coaches here on the near sideline. Lane Tech back to their green jerseys and yellow helmets. Probably, in my opinion, their best combo they have here. But I will say, TF South has some pretty sharp uniforms. They have the all whites, and their helmets are just so shiny here under the bright lights at Lane Stadium. You can see the reflections of the lights over there. And now we're finally going to get ready for some second half action here. 3-0 Lane Tech on top of the TF South Red Wolves. Back to receive for Lane Tech here to start the second half. It's going to be Jacoby Thurmond in the middle, Casey Joyce in the right hand side, and Finn Merrill on the right hand side. Those three are back around the 20 to 10 yard line. Thurmond was further back, but just walked up a couple of steps there to try to see if there's a possible shorter kick. This one kicked almost directly to Merrill, and he's going to run it out. We know he has speed. We'll see what he can do. Takes it from around the 10, around one guy. He's still on his feet down to the 30 before finally getting wrapped up in a pile of TF South defenders. But a nice run there by Merrill. Kind of risky. Could have let it most likely bounce into the end zone. Decides to take it out and instead runs for about 20 yards and gets Lane Tech a first down and 10 from their own 32-yard line to set up their start of the drive here in the second half. 3-0 game. Neither team has had a 2-score lead. We have not seen TF South have a lead at all here today. TF South fell early in this one, and looks like Casey Joyce coming to the sideline here for Lane Tech, and Alex Lag is back into the game, so we'll see if they start off the quarter here with the sophomore. Take it in motion. They're going to hand it off not to Lagis. Instead, looks like it was Memos there who took it up the middle. Fullback Spiro Memos, who got a couple of yards. I think they said they just stopped him at the line of scrimmage. There is a man down on the field for TF South. Trainers came out pretty quickly. Hopefully he's okay. Can't quite catch a number here, but we'll try to see who that is for the Red Wolves. So Lane Tech cannot get anything here on first down. There'll be 2nd and 10 to go to start off this second play of the half from the line of scrimmage. Lane Tech has had a lot more success on the field when they have been able to get 3 or 4 yards on first down. We've seen some situations this game where they don't get anything, they get negative yards on first down, and then it's just a lot harder for them to score, to get first downs on 2nd and 3rd. So we'll see how they respond here. We're going to keep Alex Lagis into the game alongside with Finn Merrill in the backfield, it looks like. Casey Joyce stays out of the game here for the 2nd straight play after being back for the kickoff to start things off this half. Seward's going to line up under center again. He's yet to go from shotgun here today. We'll see if he does it all. We did see that one pass play go incomplete there in the last half. They flip this one to Merrill. Merrill up the middle. He has room. He's going to go down to the 41, and that will bring up 3rd down and 1 here. It's just so crazy how whenever Merrill gets the ball, he just seems to be able to get through. I mean, the majority of the TF South defense is there. He's getting past 5, 6, 7 guys. Finally gets brought down there, but he's just so good at advancing the football. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 1. And I'm guessing we're going to see a similar play here from Lane Tech. Not sure who it's going to be running up the middle, but I'm guessing we will see someone running up the middle for Lane Tech. For those of you who are just joining us, this is the exact same formation Lane Tech has been running all day long, and they're going to try to run it with Seward, it looks like. A QB sneak there, and they are going to say he gets it. So Mark Seward with the 1-yard QB sneak there. Gets his, I think, 1st yard of the day there, and that's going to move the chains here. Lane Tech with their first down here in the second half. Has not been able to contribute a lot of yards here for Lane Sack passing-wise. We have not seen a lot of runs for him, but, I mean, we have not seen really any botched handoffs, any botched pitches. Seward has done what this team needs him to do here through the first 2 games, and I don't imagine there's much of a QB competition at practice right now just because of that. As they pitch this one to Merrill, he goes up the middle and gets stopped after a gain of a couple of yards. This one's going to be near midfield, and I think they're going to mark him down after just 1 yard of advancement. So it's going to go down to the 43, and Lane Tech will have 2nd and 9 here. 10-10 to go, 3rd quarter of play, 3-0, still the score between Lane Tech and TF South. Seward came over to the coaching staff. We've seen him do that a lot after first downs. We have not seen him do that a lot, before first downs. We have not seen him do that a lot after first, after second, after third, but looks like there may be a little bit of a play change here for Lane Sack. As Seward gets ready under center, 3 guys back. Some movement here from Merrill, fakes the pitch, instead they hand it up the middle, and that's going to be good for first down yardage. Nice run there for Lane Sack. Looks like that was Alex Lagis. We said he had a nice run in the first half, had a couple of nice runs last week, and they handed off to him, and he finds his way up the middle. It's once again been such a good game for this Lane Tech offensive line. We talked in our pregame show, we talked throughout the first half. This is a team for TF South that has a lot of promising talent with their O-line and D-line. It's hard to block when you're on part of this O-line, these linebackers for TF South, but they have done a great job of it today. As Seward's going to drop back, he's getting pressure, rolling to his right. He's going to try to run it himself, gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe advance a yard. There was some contact after the play there. Lane Tech coaching staff wanted a flag thrown, but they won't get it. However, Seward gets a little bit creative there on first down, runs to his right, was, I'm assuming, looking for a pass, didn't see anything, and rolls out to a 1 yard rush instead. So that's going to bring up a 2nd and 9 situation here for Lane Sack. If it sounds like I'm surprised every time Lane Tech runs a passing play, it is. I mean, it's very hard to see any hints that they're going to run a passing play because they go with the same formation and they're just so sporadical. We saw 1 in the first half, now we see 1 here near the beginning of the second half, but it's just so hard to predict when Lane Tech's going to be going with these passing plays. As he's going to line up back under center. 2nd and 9, hands it off to Katsogradakis, who tries for a yard. I think he will get at least 1, but is brought down pretty quickly here by the TF South defense. This is what the Red Wolves thought they had to do in the first half. They wanted to make 3rd down and yard situations for Lane Sack, make them change up their game plan a little bit, and that's what they're going to do here. Definitely a little too long for a field goal for Lane here, so they're going to probably need a first down or at least get it to close 4th down yardage here if they don't want to punt here on their first drive of the second half. Over 4 minutes removed in the half on this drive. Lane Tech definitely good at eating up the clock as they're going to hand this off to, pitch it to Merrill, He gets a couple of yards, not what he's used to, and they're going to mark him for, I think, 4 yards here. So it's going to bring up an interesting situation here. It's going to be 4th down and 4 here for Lane Tech from the TF South 41-yard line, and looks like they're keeping Mark Seward and the offense on the field. Interesting decision here for Lane Sack. Haven't had as much success with the run these last couple of plays. I will say the run down the middle is what they haven't been working a lot with. My guess would be they try kind of a halfback toss here maybe with some movements. As here we see Merrill, and just as I said, he's going to go up the middle, and he has first down yardage. Lane Tech with the risky play call there, going for it on 4th and 4. However, it is a 6-yard pickup. A 7-yard pickup for Finn Merrill, who continues his excellent start to the season. He has first down, and Lane Tech still moving down the field. They'll have it at their own, at the TF South 34-yard line. As we said, this lane attack offense, very predictable. We said they're going to go with a halfback toss. Merrill, instead of going to the outside, kind of went to the inside, but you could see that coming even before he ran. I'm assuming if I knew it, and I'm not a football expert by any means, these players who have been playing it all summer knew it too, but they were still unable to stop Merrill from running it there. As Lane's going to line up under shotgun, they fake it to Joyce. Instead, it's Merrill going up the middle. He's still on his feet at the 20, brought down around the 22-yard line. On the tackle there for the Red Wolves is going to be their middle linebacker, Jalen Taylor, who was lucky to get some hands on Merrill there. He had open field in front of him, and I'm assuming was looking to go for the end zone had he broken that tackle. But he gets brought down at the 21. A nice gain there. First down yardage, and Lane Tech has 1st and 10 from the 21. This would be Lane Tech's 3rd red zone trip of the day. First time they did not have, or they got a field goal off it. They made it to 3rd down and goal. Couldn't do it. They converted on a field goal. Last time they did not get any and goal situations, as this one, Joyce running it up the middle. He gets stopped quickly there. And we'll go to 2nd down here. But as we were saying, second time they went for the field goal from about the 18-yard line. That one got blocked. So Lane Tech only with 3 points on 2 red zone trips here today. This one's going to be from the 17-yard line, I'll say. So that's going to be a 4-yard pickup on the first down carry. And now we'll see what they can do on 2nd and 6. Lane Tech just looking to add to their red zone point total here and their overall point total. They have burned 7 minutes off the clock on this first drive of the half. We are over the halfway point of the 3rd quarter. As they hand this off to Joyce, gets around some defenders. He's down inside the 10, and what an adjustment there from Casey Joyce. Looked like he bounced off one of the first defenders. He saw some open room to his right and decided to take it, and he gets brought down to within the 10-yard line. We'll see where they place it. Looks like it's around the 8. And Lane Tech now with a chance to score. This is their 2nd time gaining it within the 10 here today. The main problem last time Lane Tech brought it down to the 10 was that they had some trouble on 2nd and goal and 3rd and goal because they went backwards on 1st and goal, and then they had 2nd and goal from, I think, the 12. So that's going to be something they don't try to do here. Merrill gets tackled near the line of scrimmage, and that will go for either 0 or 1 here. Looks like they're going to mark him where he started at the 8-yard line. So we'll do 2nd and goal from the 8. So they didn't lose any yardage there, but definitely not what you would have most wanted on the 1st and goal out of this Lane Tech team. We saw last time they were in the end zone, Lane Tech tried a passing play. It would have worked perfectly, dropped in the end zone. Sometimes that just happens. As is going to call an official's timeout here. I don't think either of the teams called timeout. Now just the referees talking stuff over. 3:59 to go in quarter number 3 of play. If Lane Tech keeps this up, TF South will probably only have about 2 minutes of possession, 2 or 3 in this 3rd quarter. As Merrill's going to take it down, looks like inside the 5, so much better yardage there on 2nd down than they had on 1st down, and Lane Tech's now going to have 3rd down and goal to go from a much more realistic distance. Looks like they nailed it down right at the 5-yard line, so it's going to be 3rd down and 5 to go now for Lane. Once again, you imagine what they're going to do is they're going to try to pitch it, is what I would imagine. Try to find the outside. The way this Lane Tech offense has been working, it leaves the openings on the sides, I mean, just very open. They have a couple of outside linebackers, but everyone is kind of within, I don't know, 10 yards or so, as Merrill pitching it up the middle in the end zone. Well, let's see. Originally, it looked like it was. He might have been brought down, and they're going to actually call him down at the 2. Apologies, folks. Saw the fans cheering. They have a slightly better angle down there on the south side than we do. And looks like they're going to down him at maybe the 2-yard line. So Merrill does get 3 yards there. They go straight up the middle, can't get any points off of that one, and they're going to go for it on 4th down. It's kind of a win-win situation, I would say, for Lane Tech. You either convert, get the touchdown, or you pin TF South very deep in their own territory. The way they've been working today, you don't expect the Red Wolves to be able to go for 98 yards. As this one up the middle, pile, they are going to... Waiting for the official call here. They call a touchdown. Trying to see who actually got that at the bottom of the pile. Looks like it might have been Giannis Katsogradakis. He's high-fiving everyone after that. Lane Tech pummels it into the end zone. Took the referee a couple of seconds there, more than a couple of seconds, to put up his hands. Was trying to see where it landed at the bottom of the pile. And they go with a touchdown. Lane Tech takes a 9-0 lead here with 2:03 to go in the third quarter. Scoreboard showing 6-3, but it is going to be, 9-0 for Lane Tech, and they can make it 10-0 here with a extra point from Mugdum Creo. 1 for 2 on field goal attempts today. This is going to be his first point after attempt. A little bit of a high snap, but this one is up and good, and Lane Tech's going to take a 10-0 lead here with 2:03 to go in the third quarter. That's just Lane Tech football this year for you guys. I mean, they tried a passing play earlier in the drive. They ended up having to run it because there was no one open. They continue with their runs. They get it in an and goal situation. They run it 4 times within the 8-yard line. One of them pays off. They find the end zone, and Lane Tech now has a 2-score lead, 10-0, with 2:03 to go in the third quarter. And this is going to end up being a very important drive for the Red Wolves. That drive, the official time, 7 minutes and 57 seconds for Lane Tech. That's right, that was the first drive of the second half for either team. Lane Tech goes 7:57 with it. Can't quite hit the 2/3 mark. Can't. Oh no, my folks, that's some bad math for me. 9 minutes and 57 seconds. Can't quite hit the 10-minute mark on the drive, but they use up a lot of time there to start off the second half, and now they'll try to get a stop here with the first drive of the half for the TF South Red Wolves. Simon Olsen back to kick here. One of his, I think his third kick here of the day for Lane Tech. He's going to send this one to the right-hand side. This one's going to be caught near the 27, and Lane Tech wraps up the Red Wolves pretty quickly. 1:56 to go now is where the clock is going to stop. It actually kept rolling for a couple of seconds there. It's going to head down to 1:55, it looks like, finally. So it's going to be about 2 minutes to go for the Red Wolves in the third quarter, and then they will switch sides. We saw Lane Tech had a lot of momentum near the end of the first quarter. Then they had to switch sides, and it kind of died off. It's hard for teams to switch, going one way, then switching to the other. So it'll be interesting to see how the Red Wolves adjust to that, or if they can have a scoring drive or potentially 3 and out in these 2 minutes. Both of these teams, as we mentioned, have been working pretty quickly here tonight. Hayes. Quick pass up the middle. That one's caught here by Rolling. He's still on his feet all the way down to the 35-yard line. They gave him a couple of extra yards there at the end. That's probably by far the biggest play we have seen here today. They took that from about the 35 all the way to the Lane Tech 33-yard line. And just like that, the TF South offense is back in business. That is exactly what you want to see if you are a Red Wolves fan right now. Lane Tech unable to stop the mid-range pass game. They have some really good guys up front. They have some really good guys in the back who got that tackle there, but there was kind of an opening there near the middle, and it works out for a big addition here of yardage, as they're going to send it right back to Rolling. This ball's on the ground. Jumping on it is going to be Joshua and someone from the Red Wolves, and looks like TF South is going to recover it. That's going to be one of the stars for this team, Cortez Jones. We haven't had much time to talk about on this broadcast, but Jones jumped right on that one. Their coach said he might be a preferred walk-on at Illinois next year. It's a really bright future playing. I don't know which way he'll play in college, but he's a two-way player right now, defensive lineman and offensive lineman. The big man was quick to jump on that ball there and keep it at 2nd and now 11 now for the Red Wolves. They're going to fake the handoff to rolling screen pass to the left-hand side. They have an open man running almost all the way to the first down. Quick screen pass, and looks like someone's on the ground with an injury for Lane Tech. See who that is. This offense has just been a lot more productive these last couple of plays. That was Seneca Smith, it looks like, on the catch. Excuse me, no, that was Deshaun Hampton, the wide receiver, on the screen pass. And looks like down on the field, coming up okay, is going to be number 23, who we don't have on our roster. But whoever it is okay for Lane Tech. These football rosters obviously always changing. We don't always get all the most recent number updates. However, does not look to be too bad of an injury as he walks off the field. So after that, it's going to be third down and 2 to go. It was a nice run after the catch for Hampton, but there is still some yardage to go for the Red Wolves. 23 seconds to go in the third quarter, and a timeout is going to be called by Lane Tech there. Interesting call there. Lane Tech wants a second to talk things over before this kind of big third down play. We saw that the Red Wolves like to go for it on 4th down, especially in close yardage situations like these. So even if there's a stop there, we're likely going to see a 4-down ball here from the Red Wolves, and we'll see what they can do trying to recover here and cut into this 10-point Lane Tech lead. 10-0 the score right now for Lane. Had a field goal in the first half and a touchdown there a couple of minutes ago to expand this lead to 10. It's one of their first 2-score leads of the year. As we mentioned, it was very back and forth in the Amundsen game. They ended up winning that by 9 points, which is technically 2 scores, but was a very close game. And now that fortune has changed here near the end of the third in this ball game. Takes the snap. They're going to run with the QB sneak, and immediately there is the Lane Tech defense for a stop. On the stop there for Lane Tech is going to be the offensive lineman, number 74, Suleiman Butt. Got right in there for the tackle. Looked like he might get 1 yard. Gets no yards on that one. That's going to bring us to the end of 3 quarters of play. A big defensive stop there, and it's going to be a big play coming up here to start the fourth quarter. 4th down and 2 from the Lane Tech 25 for the TF South Red Wolves. We'll take a quick break and be back in a second. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Lane Tech football here on the Lane Tech Athletics YouTube channel. as we get ready for a big fourth down here to start off the fourth quarter. One of the biggest plays of the game is going to be the first play we see in this final quarter of action. It's going to be a shotgun formation for the TF South Red Wolves. Clock is set at 12 minutes. So it is going to be Hayes, and then directly behind him is going to be Seneca Smith, who was really hot to start off the game. He had some big plays in the first and start of the second quarter. It's been kind of quieter the last couple of minutes and drives for the Red Wolves. We'll see if he can come up clutch here. Hayes takes it, gives it to Smith. Smith rolling to his right. A couple of guys for Lane Tech trying to take him down. He will be in there for at least a first down and more. Katsogradakis almost came down with the stop there for Lane, but he stopped just a little bit short. And instead, it is going to be a first down and all the way down to, it looks like, the 13-yard line here for TF South. So there's some good news and some bad news right now if you are a Lane Tech fan. The bad news, obviously the Red Wolves very close to scoring here. They're in the red zone. They're just a couple of yards from getting a and goal situation. However, that last drive for Lane Tech, they went with almost 10 minutes long. So they've shown they can take a lot of time off the clock, as there's going to be a deep pass to the end zone here. Woods gets it knocked down. A nice pass breakup there by Lane Tech's number 5, TJ Harper. The cornerback junior has had a couple of nice plays here tonight, but that's his biggest one yet. They went straight for the end zone there on 1st and 10 from the 13-yard line, and no luck there. Woods is the top receiver for this TF South team. Putting the junior cornerback on him a little bit risky, but it pays off there for Lane Tech. They have a lot of confidence in some of these younger guys, and it pays off there. We'll see what they do here. We're seeing a lot of shotgun formation here for TF South. They've avoided running it the last couple of times. A similar formation here, different guy in the backfield. They're going to hand it off, going for a couple of yards. Is going to be, I believe, rolling there. I think he was the one in the backfield. He gets a couple and is going to be stopped there. We'll see where they officially mark it. And looks like they're going to give him about 3 there. So it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 7 situation. Clock is rolling, 11 minutes to go in the game. A 10-0 lead for Lane Tech. Much different than both of the games these two teams played in week 1. Lane Tech scored 35. TF South scored 24. I think it's pretty safe to say most likely neither of those scores are going to be reached here tonight unless something crazy happens, as they're going to line up once again. Hayes takes the snap, looking. They're going to go for a throw here again. They find the target, and that's going to be brought down right near the first down marker. Looks like that was Rolling who made the catch, and he is going to be marked just short of the 4th down. So I'm kind of zooming. I have some binoculars here. I'm zooming in on where that yardage here. I'm not even sure if it's a full yard back of it. It's going to be 4th down and 1 here for TF South. They run it. Seneca Smith still on his feet. He finds the end zone. Touchdown TF South. Couple of 4th down and short situations. They convert multiple times, and on the most important one, 4th and 1 from the 6-yard line, Seneca Smith is able to take it into the end zone and score one here for Lane. It's an excellent run there from Smith, and if they make this extra point, actually they're probably going to go for 2. This is what I was noticing now, their stats too. They went for 2, I think, every single time last week, and it appears to be what they are doing here as well. So it's going to be Hayes back. They roll to the right, and that's going to be stopped. There's actually, the ball's on the ground. We're going to see if they blow the whistle. They are. I think Finn Merrill came up with it. They blew the ball dead. He was running it back, and that would have been a couple more points for Lane Tech. However, it is going to stay at a 10-6 lead, so Lane Tech does have a 4-point lead And why that's important is if Lane Tech gets a field goal here even, they will still be up by a touchdown, 7 points, not 6 points. So that was a big stop for Lane Tech on defense on the 2-point conversion. Shows that this Red Wolves team really does not have a lot of confidence in their kicking staff. And pays off for Lane Tech there. Looks like it's going to be the same guys back for Lane Tech. Casey Joyce here on our left-hand side. It's going to be the right side for Lane Tech. Jacoby Thurmond up near the 20-yard line. The other guys are back around the 10. And on that far side there, Finn Merrill. TF South taking a couple more seconds. And now's we're going to see if Lane Tech can keep up that clock management. Their first drive of this half went for 9 minutes and 57 seconds. The time left on the clock right now, 9 minutes and 52 seconds. So if Lane Tech can somehow pull off something similar to what we saw on the last time their offense was off on the field, Lane Tech could very well get close to a victory here near the end of this one. 9:52 to go, 10-6, Lane Tech with the lead over the Red Wolves. Alex Burstein on the call here from Lane Stadium. Bright lights here for the home opener, and Lane Tech looking to get to 2-0. We mentioned this earlier. They started last year 0-2. This would be a much more positive start. Thurmond actually bobbled that one. He kind of hands it off to Merrill, who takes it to the 32-yard line. It was a pretty short kick there from the Red Wolves. And Lane Tech's going to have not great field position, but nothing too horrible here to start off. Looks like they might mark him at the 33, actually, so they give Merrill an extra yard there. And a nice start here for Lane Tech. However, they do have a player on the ground here off of the kickoff. Far side of your screen near that 40. Haven't seen too many injuries so far today, but there has been a couple for Lane Tech, and I think one for TF South earlier in this game. I'm trying to catch the number here for Lane Tech, see who that is on the ground. A couple of coaches going over there now, so we'll get that in a second. Hopefully, whoever it is, he is okay. Be first down and 10 for Lane Tech. When they return, we'll take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. So it was Nolan Reynolds who was on the field. He's able to walk off by himself, was on the ground for a little while there, but ends up jogging back to the sidelines. That's a good sign to see for the tight end for Lane Tech. He will exit the game, though, here for at least the start of this drive for Lane Tech. 9:44 on the clock after that kickoff, and Lane Tech will start things off at their own 33-yard line. A score here, a touchdown, very well could win this game for Lane Tech if they're able to take some time off the clock. We'll see what they can do here. Seward under center per usual. We see some movement from Merrill. They fake the pitch. Instead, they give it to Joyce, who's coming along the near side. Had some open room, is still on his feet, and it's going to take about 6 TF South defenders to take him down. He did get across the 40, and they're going to mark him, wow, all the way up at the 43. So it ends up being a 5-yard gain, it looks like, here for Casey Joyce. There's some very excellent reads from Joyce there. This is the second time he's done that here today. Has been going one route, even had some contact, I think, but saw it in the open lane somewhere else, came around, found the open space, and goes for 5 yards there to bring up 2nd and 5 here for Lane Tech. That is just what you want to see out of one of your seniors here if you are a coach on this Lane Tech team. Now they're going to go 2nd and 5. More motion from Merrill. This time they will hand it off to him. He goes up the middle, is going to go a couple of yards, still on his feet. Finally gets pushed back by the pile. We'll see if they mark him. They are going to give him to the 42, it looks like. So it's going to be a 3rd down and 2 situation for Lane Tech. So Merrill goes for 3 yards on the 2nd down try. And now it is going to be, let's see, they might be marking it at the 43 actually. No, okay, we had it wrong on the 1st down marker. It's going to be marked at the 42. The 1st down marker is at the 43, so Lane Tech needs just 1 yard here to get the 1st down. We'll see what they can do on 3rd here. I imagine they would go for it on 4th. They run it straight up the middle, and Lane Tech gets stuffed there at the line. The referee did go to the 43. That's what Lane needed for a 1st down, and I think they should get it here. They're waiting for the pile to be up. That was, trying to see who that was that ran it. I think it might have been Gavin Cole there who ran it for Lane Tech. And we'll see if they give him the yardage. They do! A 1-yard run for Lane Tech there. Wait, let's see. The referee pointed towards the 1st down mark. Now they're kind of waving it off. And no. Okay, so it's going to be 4th down and 1 here for Lane Tech. They are keeping the offense on the field. 7:50 to go, quarter number 4 of action. So Lane Tech needs a yard here for the 1st down. If they don't get it, TF South's going to have possession in the champions half of the field, and they need a touchdown just to take the lead. Field goal wouldn't do it, but if they're able to punch in the end zone, and now they are going to move it. Let's see. There's no review here. The chains are moving, and they're going to give Lane the 1st down. So after some confusion there, Lane Tech does in fact get the 1st down from their own 43-yard line. Takes a lot less pressure, takes some pressure off this play for Mark Seward and this Lane Tech offense, and they're going to call a penalty here. I think it's going to be a false start against Lane Tech. Referees yet to announce anything here, and they are going to call it against Lane. So they were not able to get the play off. They have the false start there, and now it's going to be 1st and 15. Definitely good Lane Tech got the 1st down. It would have been, if they had committed that same penalty, it would have been 4th down and 6, and at that point you likely would have had to punt it. So it does make for a long 1st down for Lane Tech, but they will have 3, possibly 4 yards here to try to get it into scoring territory, because a 1st down would put them into the TF South half of play. Seward fakes the handoff, instead gives it up the middle. Alex Lagis gets it. He's on his feet, and he's going to go for, I think, 2 yards here. Yes, they're going to take it to the 40, and that's going to bring up a 2nd and 13. So Lane does get positive yardage there, but not as much as they would have liked. 3rd run of the day for the sophomore Lagis. For some context, Lane Tech has to get all the way to the 47-yard line of TF South to make it for a 1st down. So they definitely have a ways to go here. 6:40 on the clock. They have been running it, so the clock has been going down. See some motion from Lagis. They're going to pitch it. He goes up the middle. This time, kind of a similar play. I think he got back to the original marker. Yes, they're going to send him to the 42. Oh, one ref had 43. The other had 42. They're going to go with the worst one for Lane. That's a 42 yard placement, and Lane Tech's now going to have a 3rd down and 11. And if you're Lane Tech here, you really got to think, do you try to pass it, or do you just trust that your run can possibly get some good yards here? Lane has had 11-yard runs so far this season. It wouldn't be anything new. However, definitely in a big situation here as the clock clicks under 6 minutes to go. And a penalty marker is going to be called. They're going to call a false start on Lane Tech there. That's their 2nd flag of the not even of the drive of this set for Lane. They had one on first down. This one's going to bring them all the way back to their own 37-yard line, and Lane Tech is going to have a 3rd down and 16 now. This might be the longest play we have seen Lane have on 3rd down all season long. I know it's only been 2 games, I should say, but this is definitely a long try for Lane Tech here. 5:20 to go in the 4th quarter. A 4-point lead for Lane Tech, 10-6. They're still going to line up under center. Some movement here. They are going to pitch it. Lagus running here on the near side, and he gets taken down near the 40. So gets about 3 yards on that one, but nowhere near enough for a 1st down. And Lane Tech is going to send the punt team on, and now it is going to be time for the defense to shine. A timeout is going to be called by TF South to stop the clock. If I'm counting correctly, that's their 1st timeout of the half. I believe they get 3. And we saw them move the ball very quickly at the end of that 3rd quarter. They had the quick pass up the middle. They had a couple of nice plays, and they ended it with a touchdown here earlier in the 4th quarter. They're going to need something similar here. It's going to be Simon Olsen punting. Lane Tech is going with 2 kickers this year. Let's see. Practices the motions of the punting here while the rest of the team is huddling up. Lane does not have much to talk over here. It's mainly TF South who called the timeout. 5:03, as we mentioned, on the clock. Plenty of time in the football world. If you're Lane Tech right now, you just want to keep TF South from finding the sidelines, stopping the clock. You want to keep them getting 1st downs, obviously, because that does stop the clock. But most importantly, you want to stop them from getting yards. And then you want to keep them running it. I mean, the more they run it, short runs, that keeps the clock going. No incompletes, which stop the clock. And the more time your defense can eat off this clock this time, the better chance Lane Tech has of taking home a Week 2 win here. Simon Olsen gets the punt from Joshua. This one's going to be down to about the 30. It's bobbled, and Lane Tech is going to recover it. We'll see who jumped on it, and Lane Tech is going to have possession. What a difference maker there. Lane Tech's special team comes up with the biggest play of the day. 4:55 to go. Lane Tech is going to have it at the 30-yard line of TF South, and now they might have reversed it. The referees are talking things over. We saw the referee closest to the Lane Tech sideline come in and point towards Lane, and now they're going to change it the other way. The Lane Tech fans not happy with that one. So TF South is going to get possession. I was not calling it off my own eyes. I was calling that off of what the referees said. They made a very quick, probably too quick call that Lane Tech had it, and now they overturn it here. So it is going to be 1st down and 10. It was still a pretty good punt from Simon Olsen there. It will be TF South possession from their own 30-yard line. Under 5 to play in the game. Hayes back, running back to his right. This time he's going to step back. Lane Tech has yet to record a sack here tonight. Hayes is just running it down the sideline. He's still alive around the 50, and he's going to go out of bounds around the 49-yard line. So nice running play there by Hayes on 1st down. Gets the clock to stop for at least a couple of seconds there. And it's going to be 1st and 10 now from the 49-yard line for TF South. The offensive line there for the Red Wolves were just providing some excellent protection. It was interesting. You can see it. There is a player down here for Lane Tech. That's why there is a hold up on the other side. But as you can see, there was kind of 2 distinct pockets of Lane Tech and TF South linemen just fighting it out, and that led to just a wide open room in the middle for the Red Wolves quarterback to sneak for, he was at the 30 for 19 yards. As the Lane player is going to be able to walk off the field by himself. That's a good thing. There has been a couple of injuries tonight. That is Julian Hutchinson, the offensive lineman for Lane. Or excuse me, he's playing in defensive line, listed as an offensive lineman, but plays, I guess, two-way ball. But that is the interesting thing. We have seen a lot of injuries for Lane Tech tonight. None have been too bad. It's definitely good that all the players have been able to walk off by themselves. Back to gameplay, 4:48 on the clock. I think the clock's going to be running once the whistle blows. Maybe not, actually, no, they got out of bounds there, so the clock's going to keep on running. Excuse me, going to not run there. So that was an excellent play there from the quarterback. They're set up kind of similarly, except rolling this to the left of the quarterback instead of the right here. He's going to take it, hand it off to Rolling. Rolling. Oh, no, he kept it. So, some almost play action. Instead, they run it, and a flag is going to be called here. We'll see who it's against. Lane Tech fans were clapping there. They must have seen something on the field that I didn't, but this could be some unsportsmanlike conduct, maybe late hit off of TF South, and all those plays we know go for 10 or 15 yards. This could definitely be detrimental to the current game plan. The clock is stopped at 4:37. It will roll whenever we get things going here once again. 10-6 to score. Lane Tech on top of TF South. Thanks for joining us. Alex Burstein on the call here from Lane Stadium. Lane looking to get to 2-0. Last year, they started with an 0-2 start and were still able to make the city playoffs. This would put them in a much better position. We'll see what the ref says here. And they're going to go with unnecessary roughness, it looks like, against the Red Wolves. And we'll see how far that backs them up here. They were originally placed at the 49-yard line. That would have been a 2-yard gain. Instead, they are going to get walked all the way back to the 38, 15-yard penalty there. And that's going to bring up a 2nd and 23rd situation for the Red Wolves. We've seen they've had a lot of, not a lot, but they've had some big plays here so far today. So they definitely can't not get this, but that's a lot more difficult. As 2nd down here for the Red Wolves. They take it, and he just falls. The quarterback, Hayes, just falls there, but was there to fall right on him. However, I think there was just a slip there by the junior quarterback, Dion Hayes. Head coach Bob Patton was talking about how the quarterback room is pretty young for Lane Tech, but that does not mean, for TF South, but I mean, that's one of the first major errors we have seen by Hayes here today. It hasn't really rained in the last couple of games. That was just a simple misstep, as we're going to go 3:54 now to go, 10-6, Lane Tech leading, 3rd down and 23 now. Pass up the middle, caught around the 50, but right there to make the stop is Thurmond. It was a pretty quick throw to Jeremiah Jones, the senior. They're going to mark him down at the 49, which is actually right where the original 1st down was going to be. So it is going to be 4th down and 10 now. This is by far the longest 4th down we have seen TF South go for here today. And they're going to try to get a big stop here. 3:10 to go. No one in the backfield other than the quarterback, Hayes. Takes a snap. Looking for his options. The Lane Tech defensive line is collapsing. They're going to throw one down the sideline. This one way overthrown. And that might do it. 2:54 to go. And Lane Tech is going to have possession in their offensive half. They're going to start on the TF South 49-yard line. There is some confusion about the downs here, it looks like, but that should be a turnover on downs. Looked like a little bit of a rushed throw there from Hayes. He had no time in the pocket. Then he was able to rush, find his footing, and just kind of launched one. And, I mean, Lane had good coverage on that, but you can't even give that credit to the Lane Tech defense. That was just an overthrown football, and Lane Tech now with a chance to run down the clock some more. So we have seen one timeout called by TF South this half, and a timeout is going to be called by Lane Tech before we even have a chance to see the offense go out. So hypothetically, if we're playing out the numbers game here, approximately 40 seconds between plays for Lane and 2 timeouts, you can think Lane Tech needs 1, possibly 2 first downs, all rushing, no fumbles or anything to clinch this game. This would be a very low-scoring win for Lane Tech, but in football, a win's a win. They're trying to get the win number 2, and if they score 10 or more, still going to count as a W in the record book. Couple fans filing out, but a lot still on the edge of their feet. This game nowhere near being over. The additional benefit you've seen so far this season from Lane Tech is just their lack of turnovers. They don't throw it, so you can't really have interceptions if you don't throw the ball. And with their runners, they have so many guys they're just so confident in, who are so strong at holding the football. So because of that, there's just not been a lot of turnovers so far this year for Lane Tech. They'll try to keep that going here. 49-yard line. They start on the TF South side of the half. 2:53 to go. We'll see when the Red Bulls start using their timeouts. I assume it'll be near the start. They pitch this one to Merrill. He goes up the middle for a gain of 2. He gets to the 47, and it'll be 2nd and 8. Haven't been keeping track of yards for Merrill today. Not sure if it's the same number he had last week. Obviously, he doesn't have the 2 touchdowns that he had last week, but he's still just been such an integral part. He's still been, I'm sure, the leading rusher for Lane here today. So there was a timeout called there. I didn't see who the ref pointed to, but I'm assuming it's by TF South. For those of you who are wondering why it's not super easy to keep track of timeouts here. It's usually the scoreboard has them. Here, Lane Tech at Lane Stadium, we do not have a real scoreboard at the moment. The traditional one, which was broken and could not be read, basically was taken down this summer. However, you can kind of see there, it's kind of dark, but there are some blue goalpost-looking things right beyond the actual goalpost. That's where a new blue scoreboard is going to be installed. Hopefully this football season. I heard earlier in the year it's supposed to be, I think, by week 2. That obviously has not happened. But Lane Stadium has gone through a lot of renovations as of recent. There's going to be, as of October 1st, I want to say, it's going to be Fritz Pollard Field at Lane Stadium, the dedication to the pioneer football player who came up through Lane Tech, one of the first African-American players and coaches in pro football. He's been way under-recognized in the history books, and even a lot of Lane people don't know about him, even as one of the more groundbreaking alums. So he will have the field named after him coming up later this season, as they're going to rush this one up the middle. And I think they're going to mark it for a gain of 0 there. So we'll see if another timeout is called. And not sure if it is. The clock isn't running here. And it was a running play, so I assume it would be, yeah. So another timeout's going to be called here. That might be the last one for TF South. Not sure. We'll see, but that could be the final timeout they're able to call here this half. Lane Tech is going to have a somewhat tough 3rd down here. It's going to be 3rd down, and so they placed the football much deeper than originally it looked like they were. Originally it looked like they stopped it at around the 47. Right now the ball is just before the 45 for Lane Tech. You can see on your screen right there where the second referee to the right is. And now he's going to move it a little bit up to the 46-yard line. So Lane does get at least a yard on that run. It's going to bring up 3rd and 6 or 3rd and 7 here for Lane near the end of this one. 2:42 on the clock, a 10-6 lead for Lane. So yes, looks like they're officially going to mark it at the 46-yard line. The first down marker is down at the 39-yard line. Lane Tech is going to have third and long from the 46. It'll be very interesting to see if this is 4-down ball for Lane Tech, should they not be able to convert here. They know there's not a lot of timeouts left for the Redhawks. First down more or less clinches it. Merrill goes up the middle but gets stopped almost immediately. May have gone a yard there, and I don't think he even got that. They're going to stop him almost immediately there at the 46. And that's going to go to a 4th down and 7. Didn't see and Mark Seward is going to be off the field, so Lane Tech is going to punt it here. They send their special teams on, and they're just going to try to pin TF South deep. The clock is still running. It's going to go under 2 minutes, and we're going to have a 2-minute drill, no timeout style for the Redhawks. You see it's even difficult for NFL and college teams to do sometimes. This is going to be a difficult task for this Red Wolves team. And we saw Simon Olsen have a good kick earlier in this quarter. Lane Tech called a timeout just so they could stop it at the last second. I don't think they're actually going to go, or no, they just took the delay of game actually, so they can move it back 5 yards. I think that actually helps Lane Tech. I think it makes it a little bit less likely it sails into the end zone here. I think now they're in good position to pin them within the 20 quite possibly. So it's going to be a kick from the 51-yard line. Olsen is standing back around the 42 for, the 37 for Lane. It'll be a somewhat decent-sized kick to get him within the 20, but we'll see what he can do. Olsen sends a decently placed ball down to about the 24, but Lane is almost immediately there to stop the guy. The clock's going to stop at 1:43, and now we'll see what Lane does. There is a flag on the field. It was thrown after the play was whistled dead. So I'm assuming it's an unsportsmanlike conduct most likely, and we'll see which team it is against. This could definitely sway the way this looks. They're picking up the flag, and here comes the call. Face mask, and they're going to call it against Lane. That is a rough call there for Lane Tech. They pinned them at around the 26, it looks like, and now they're going to move it, I believe, 15 yards here. Instead, they're just going to move it up to the 30. I saw face mask. We're not sure. Whatever it was a penalty, but doesn't do that much damage to Lane. It's at the 30, between the 30 and the 31 now. Hayes back in shotgun. Drops back, couple of guys chasing after, and the pocket collapsing, almost with a sack here. Hayes is going to run it himself. Couple of guys chasing off the tackle, and Merrill's going to end up taking him down at around the 34-yard line. So Hayes had some open field in front of him. It ends up being just a 3-yard gain here on first down, and an excellent play there by Merrill, keeping him inside the lines as the clock clicks down to 1:15. To recap, field goal does not do it. Touchdown basically clinches the win. Those are really the only two scenarios we have for scoring right now. Hayes throws it to Rolling on the far side. He's still in there. He does not get out of bounds there. That's a very interesting decision there for the running back / receiver. He stayed in bounds instead of, now the clock is stopped. Oh, just because they're moving the chains. But he stayed in bounds and tried for the extra couple of yards. He knew he was only going to get 2 or 3, I'm assuming, instead of exiting and trying to find the out of bounds line. So now they are at their own 48-yard line with 48 seconds to go. Quick snap, Hayes, pocket collapsing, throws deep. That one's going to go out of bounds, and they're going to call pass interference. Couple of Lane Tech guys were there. Not sure who they officially gave the call to. Looks like that is number 5, TJ Harper, who's most angry about it. And Lane Tech was really close to having a 3rd and long situation there. Instead, they're going to move it up the field a little bit. 40 seconds left on the clock. They're not moving the ball much here. The refs are still talking things over, and now they're going to walk it from the 50. So they're saying that it goes from the 50 to the 37-yard line for Lane Tech. So 40 seconds to go, 37 yards here for TF South as they try to get their first win of the season. I'm assuming Lane Tech's defense still going to be aggressive, but they do not want any more penalties. I'm guessing they may back off a little bit here. Another passing play. They throw it quick. This one's intercepted. Lane Tech is going to win the ball game. What a play there by Lane. A late interception seals it. 33 seconds to go. Looks like that was Zach Joshua who got the catch. He's getting absolutely mobbed there on the sideline. And how about that? Lane Tech was reading up on these plays for TF South's passing all week. Thought some of them were predictable. They predict that one to a dime, and now they are 33 seconds away from going to 2-0 on the season. No timeouts left for TF South, I believe, so they should be able to kneel this out hypothetically. It's a little hard to tell because they're always in the same formation. A timeout's going to be called by Lane, but I mean, how about that to close out a game? The Lane Tech defense has just done so good at doing their job in the fourth quarter. Today, it's been a four-quarter performance from the Lane Tech defense. The offense has struggled to find the end zone a little bit. Only one touchdown, 10 points to show for themselves today. But what a showing from the Lane Tech defense. They keep a TF South team to only 6 points through 4 quarters, barring these last 33 seconds, anything weird happening. And then a late interception seals the deal here for Lane Tech, most likely. And they're going to head into homecoming next week, looking to get halfway to state playoff eligibility by week 3 of the season. Seward under center. He's going to kneel it, and that could do it. Someone fell there. I think the defense was going very aggressive there for TF South. And clock is still rolling. Lane may have to kneel it once more, or that might be it, as the clock goes from 15 seconds counting down. And how about that? A 10-6 victory for Lane Tech on their home opener. They stop a TF South defense that was so strong coming into this season. They gave up 34 points last week, TF South did. They only give up 10 today. The defense did its job, but the offense stopped in its tracks by Lane's defense, as Lane will get the 10-6 victory. Some clutch plays. We saw a touchdown early in this game by Katsogradakis. Looked like Joshua there at the end with the pick to seal it for Lane. And as we mentioned, it's going to be, I'm guessing, another packed crowd for homecoming next week. As you see, a little bit of perspective of all the fans who are here today. They come filing out on both the left and on the right, and I guess on the left they're still staying there. But a very impressive performance from Lane on the field. Fans very impressive tonight. And Lane Tech football is 2-0. How about that to start a season? Just about all the time we have for us today. Once again, Lane does not complete a pass in this one. They do get a pass completion, I guess you could say, off the interception. But the run game does it, gets the points they needed, and Lane Tech gets the win 10-6. That's just about all the time we have today. We'll be back on the air next Saturday afternoon, 12 p.m. kickoff, as Lane Tech takes on Hubbard in the homecoming game. Lane's going to be very excited about this one before their attention turns to week 3. That's just about all the time we have here tonight. Your final score from the home opener at Lane Stadium. Lane Tech champions 10, TF South Red Wolves 6. My name's Alex Burstein. Good night.